Hi there, this is Matthew J. Peters. I'm the CEO of Ascend Media, and tonight I want to talk to you about the MEDIC marketing and delivery strategy. The MEDIC, M-E-D-I-C. So that's an acronym. I'm going to go into what that means in just a moment, but implementing this into your marketing and into your delivery of your programs, your services, your products, whatever you're doing is going to change the way you do business. It's going to make things more fun, not only for you, but also for your clients. So when I'm talking about delivery, I'm also talking about how I'm delivering right now. So I'm delivering my final product. That's my delivery methods, but also how I'm delivering to you. I want to make sure I'm using the MEDIC strategy here as well. So what does MEDIC mean? MEDIC means the minimum effective dose for my ideal clients. Minimum effective dose. We all know what that is. And when it comes to medications, you don't want to overdose people, right? So, and we don't want to underdose them so they don't have that effect. So what's the minimum effective dose? Not efficiency, but effective. And when we're looking to communicate with people, like what I'm doing right now is I want to attract my ideal clients. So I don't want to have messages that are all over the place. I want to make sure I'm focused on the people I can serve the greatest. And that's you right now. You're watching this. I'm attracting you with how I marketed this. The content that's in this is either going to drive you to continue watching or to not. And that's okay because I'm speaking directly to the people I want to serve. What is the desired result and what am I putting in the way of it? A lot of times we have more information that is necessary and we really don't need to give people any more information than is necessary. You know that old, it's a need to know basis? That's exactly what you need to do when you are delivering your biggest programs. The people invest the highest. This is what they want. Don't overdose on information. I remember the times of paying $2,000 to get into a program that was like 40 modules, and you were like selling information by the pound. Like that was supposed to be something that was valuable. Today, people are so time starved that when they recognize you're actually wasting their time, they will lower the value of what it is that you're offering. So the more you can pull away everything that isn't what they want and what they need, that is where they're going to see the ultimate value. So do your clients a favor and give them just enough. If you give them any more, they're going to feel it. They're going to be like, why did we learn this? Why did I have to take my time to fill out another form, which I just already answered these questions? The more people invest with you, the less stuff they want. And what I mean stuff is like sometimes we have bonuses that are going to attract people who want free stuff, but we need to make sure when we have a bonus, how does it actually play into getting the result that they said that they wanted? So sometimes when they want a result, they don't actually know what they need, and so we'll put some extra information in there that seems extra to them, but really that's still that minimum effective dose. What's the minimum I need to do in order to get that result? And if we talk about a medic right now, think about if you have to use the services of a medic, what do? Everything is all about expediency and getting the result they want. So they pick you up, they put you in the ambulance. They're not giving you homeopathic remedies. They're not giving you a diet, right? It's all about what in triage right now, what do we need to do to fix this? What's the minimum thing we do with the tools I have at hand? So when you are delivering your services, just make sure you don't have anything extra that they don't need. The stuff that we offer exists out of our laziness of actually going through and picking apart our program and making sure that we don't have anything extra that they don't need. If they're wasting time learning things that they don't need to learn to get that result, then that's definitely something that you want to pull out. Now, if someone's getting a certification to do what you do, and you need to make sure they understand fully what it is that you do and how you think, that's different. But what I'm talking about here is the higher people will invest with you, the less extras that are ancillary and not necessary that they don't want. So we have the 80-20 rule, or it's actually like the 90-10. Out of everything that you offer in your program, there's probably 20% or maybe as little as 10% that gets that big result. So what's the minimum things that they need to do that, as Joe Polish says, it's the small hinges that swing big doors. What's the little thing I can do here that's going to make a big difference? It's usually like a mind shift. It's like, oh, okay, so now I understand. It just opens up that whole area because you gave them that little 2-minute anecdote or a story of one of your clients or something that really helped them understand what you're trying to get across. So those big shifts with a small dose of information is what you're looking for to provide. Assess your program and remove everything unnecessary. That's something you can do today. You don't have to hire anybody to do that. You just go through it. Sometimes you can ask your client saying, hey, out of everything we did, what was the most valuable and why? And the other thing is, what did you find like when you went through it, it wasn't necessary in the program, and get their honest feedback. Leave them satisfied, open to more, but not starving. So when I was in a band, my dad said to me, make sure you leave people wanting more. Don't go on and do an encore and a second encore, and people are getting up and leaving and say, wait, we got one more encore. That's not what people want. At some point, they've had enough. But you have to make sure in them being unconsciously incompetent, they don't know when enough is enough. So you need to make sure as the expert, you're giving them just enough. So leave them satisfied, but open to more. Like they don't need any more, but they know that you're not wasting your time. Their time, they know you're respecting your time. And don't leave them starving like, I don't have enough. I don't understand. You want to make sure you answer all those questions as well. So this is why I'm doing these 10-minute trainings. I could do this in an hour and go into more stories and talk slower and everything. But really what I want you to understand is you don't have to take an hour to deliver something you can do in 10 minutes. That's like, I love these 15-minute strategy calls. When I get on the phone with somebody and it's a 15-minute strategy call, they're ready. I've answered 3 or 4 questions. They go right into what the need is and they can see if it's a fit or not. What I've gone through some over the years that are like this, if you know what a rope-a-dope is in boxing, is they just little hits until they wear you down and then they sock you. That's the strategy I think of a lot of people who do these like 90-minute strategy sessions or discovery calls. They just wear you down until they get you to say yes. That's not what you're looking for. That's not going to help you in your relationship with your client. You need to stay right from the beginning. You can sense if it's going to be a fit or not. And also these 30-minute onboarding calls. There's no reason to do an hour, 2 hours to do an onboarding. There's a lot of things you can do through short forms. There's a lot of things you can do with someone setting up the call. They watch a video. You get on all of the stuff you're doing over and over and over again, put that in a short video. How short can you make that video to get the point across? Doesn't need to be an hour video. All right. And I saw this coffee cup that said, this meeting could have been an email, which is so true. I've been in so many meetings that were like an hour and a half, 2 hours, 2.5 hours. I just like wanted to pull my hair out. It was ridiculous. What I love what Elon Musk does is he will go into a meeting, and as soon as he realizes that's not a good use of his time, he gets up and leaves. I think that's brilliant. I love it when I went from the meetings I had in my company, it used to be 2.5, 3 hours, where I would go through and make all the decisions for the company. When I empowered other people to make the decisions, and at the end of their meeting, they would call me in for about 15 to 20 minutes, and they would bring to me the questions they didn't have answers to. And that's where I brought my 1% of expertise in, my experience, and I was able to give the answer and make those decisions there. So that 2 to 3 hour meeting weekly, which was just crazy, I had my project manager and assistant project manager go through everything, and they brought to me at the end what was necessary for me. And this email could have been a process. So you think this meeting could have been an email, this email could have been a process. And what that means is when you set up rules, or if this, then that statements, if this, then that is actually a computer term. When something happens, this condition is met, then we execute this program. You can do that in your company through values. One thing you do is have values that everybody knows this is what we do in this situation. You know, if the customer is always right or whatever it is, you have those values. If this and that statements is everybody knows when a customer comes in and this happens, we always answer it this way. Or when we have a vendor that brings us to a situation, here's how we handle it. So it's a guidebook for everybody. We don't have to send emails back and forth. Another thing that Elon Musk does is if they send more than one unnecessary email, they're fired, which I thought that was brilliant. The best movies leave out everything unnecessary to tell the story. Now, studying film, I remember seeing movies, Alfred Hitchcock movies from like the 1940s and 50s. He would show someone driving their car up to the hotel. the guy would get out of the car, the valet would take it, he'd walk into the hotel. They walk across the lobby, get at the elevator, wait at the elevator door. They go up and they'd be looking at the guy in the elevator. They go up to the top, walk over, knock on the door. Today, movies would be, they show the outside of the hotel, or they just show someone knocking on the door. That's it. They can cut out everything that's unnecessary to tell the story, and I want you to do that as well. Now, the caveat to this whole medic strategy is, for some people, more time equals more value. I've been in groups where you invest quite a significant amount of money and it's an hour call or it's a 2-hour call. And you know what? We've got this guest in, they're going to give us another hour of their time, or they're going over for another 30 minutes and everybody's excited that they got more time. That's not what I'm talking about. There's a value there. And some people, the thing they're buying is time with you. And when you give them more of that, they are more satisfied. They're more excited. They feel like they're getting more value and they're getting a bigger result by being with you. So there's definitely a value to that. And I don't want to downplay that at all, because that is another strategy. That's not what I'm talking about here. I love this. This is a saying by Hans Hofmann, who's a painter. I don't really care for his painting, but the ability to simplify means eliminate the unnecessary so the necessary may speak. It's like when you have lots of banner ads across the website, or you're going through websites and you have all these videos, they become invisible because there's just too much. When there's too much, things become invisible. So when you're giving people an hour and a half, 2-hour training, at some point it's too much. The capacity is, that's why I'm doing these in 10 to maybe 15 minutes, is because I can give you the minimum effective dose for you to get it and implement it. That's what I want you to do here. So cut out everything unnecessary so you hear what is necessary, the seed of it, and that can grow. So your message and your delivery can be made much better. And we help coaches, consultants, and entrepreneurs expand their reach and elevate their online and offline presence with minimal time and effort on their part. There goes that medic strategy right there in our delivery. So when we are delivering, we're asking the minimum amount of time from people. So when people are doing branding with us, they fill out a form, we meet with them for a short time, and then we give them 3 options. They choose one of the options and we build off of that. When we are helping people with their video podcasts, we do a short training, we get them set up, everything's set up for them. So we have, where they put their media in is basically ascendmedia.com / and then they get a little link. It's always the same. They can go there and it's going to go right into our server, and they can leave some notes for us, and they're done. They literally they create their video, they upload it, and they're done. And we take care of everything else, all the editing, post-production, the graphics, and putting it out into the universe and multiple ways for them. And then when people come to us for our Infinity program, they fly to us and we do everything necessary for them to have a VIP experience, like I talked about yesterday. And in that experience, everything is pulled away that isn't necessary. If they're going to have a call to action on every video, we're going to do that call to action 3, 4, 5, some people 20 times until we get it right. And it's like, that's the one. You can feel it. And at that point, that is the one we're going to use and insert into every one of the videos. They don't need to say that over and over again through all their videos. So we'll capture 50 to 70 videos in a day. We'll do their photo shoot, and we do a few other things that are proprietary. And then they go home and we do everything else. We have maximized the leverage of their time for their investment of coming out and the investment they made financially. It makes the most sense. The more people invest, the more they're expecting you to get that result for them, and you should be okay with that. Only sell the results you can deliver on. If you can't, lower your results that you're promising or do something else. All right, so I want to make sure that you're not making more busy work for you or for your clients, and that's something we really strive to do here at Ascend Media. And if this is you, if this is something you want to do, you're ready to up-level all of your presence online, your branding, your podcast, your video, your social media, all of your social media headers, and your everything to be branded beautifully and to put you in that level that people expect you to be at if you're charging the big prices of $5,000, $25,000, $50,000 or more for your services or for your mastermind group or your mentoring group or whatever it is. They are expecting that kind of quality. And yeah, it's great to grab your phone and do a little short video of you in your house or you with your kids at the beach or whatever. That's cool. But if that's the only level you're playing at, that's the level they see you at. So at some point, you need to shift over into what is it, like a documentary, like you're on television, you have the moving cameras, multi-cameras, you're in a beautiful setting, everything is it's not scripted, but it's put together and you know how to deliver this beautiful message. And when it's all put together like that, people love being a part of it. And it puts your status in with the game changers, the world changers, the influencers of our world. So with that said, go ahead and reach out to me at ascendmedia.com/call. That's ASYND media.com/call. Ascend stands for Authority Syndication. Thanks so much for being on tonight. I look forward to speaking with you tomorrow. Bye-bye.